Excellent!
G'day everyone, Steve from Excellent Fishing here, and today I'm going to do a review on my Hobie Passport 10.5 Mirage drive. I'm going to be covering some of the specs, going to be going over some of the features and some of the accessories you get when you buy the kayak. Right, let's get into it. Okay, so just some of the specs. The kayak is 10.5, so 3 meters 20 and weighs 29 kilos, so pretty light. So let's start from the back. Here is your rudder, it's just a pull down rudder. You just grab it and turn it like that. Let it drop it just after your launch, or just before you get in your kayak. Pretty simple, and then you just grab it, flips back over. It's a pretty good design, I quite like this. And then back around. I'll just leave that down because we'll come across the rudder soon. Got one little handle for lifting. Got in the back we've got storage, so we've got the bungee cords. It's quite a pretty decent size for a small to medium kayak. I fit a milk crate and my sea tug fits in the back here. And we come along. Got one holder here, rod holder, and another rod holder. And we come along the side, we've got your rudder. See if we can see the rudder moving from this angle. You might be able to see it moving. So that controls, it's only on one side. And we'll come around the other side. Here we've got your kayak holder, just sits right here. You've got two side rails, one on each side. Then you've got your storage compartment, twist. You can go into the inside, or I've got over here, I'll bring it in one sec, my storage hatch. And you've even got a bottle top opener right here. So I'll go get my storage hatch. Storage hatch doesn't come with the kayak, you got to buy it yourself. But that just sits in like that. Shuts like that. Then we move down a bit. You've got where your pedal drive goes, the clips in and out. Then at the front, more storage, bungee cords, and a front handle. Pretty sturdy. I've had this kayak for 2 years and I've never had to change any handles. Probably take it out at least once a week. What you get with when you first buy it, you get your Mirage drive, and it's a kick up. So when you hit something, they kick up. I'll show you when I put it in. So it goes right in here. It's locked in. Let's go underneath. So if you're pedaling along and you hit something, kicks up there, and then when you pedal again, back down. Pretty cool function. So you can go in pretty shallow. You get paddles, one seat. I've got the bag on it. That's what it looks like. I'll install that. Clips in like that. One on the side, one on the other side. And you get this just for when you launch. It goes in here where the pedal drive sits, so no water comes out. Sits in here. Okay, now it's time to take the kayak down to the beach. I'll talk about how I set it up for fishing. Then we'll take it out on the water. We'll put it through its paces. Then we'll talk about the pros and cons and whether or not I would buy this kayak again. Right, let's go to the beach. So I've had this kayak for roughly 2 years, and in that time I reckon I've done close to 100 trips with it. Fished it out in the bay in rough, calm conditions and it goes alright. I fished it out in the freshwater, in the reservoirs and in the rivers, and handles pretty good. I would say 20 kilometers would be the top rated that I'd go out, like winds. 20k winds is probably the most. Starts to get a bit uncomfortable after that, and that's it. That's for salt water. That's on a north wind because it's pushing offshore, and probably a south, probably 15k's. That's getting up there. For freshwater, I fished in the mountain reservoir when it's been like really windy, over 30k winds, and it's still alright. It's just a bit harder to turn. And but you know, you can still fish it in pretty strong winds. I'd suggest you wouldn't go out in more than 20k's but in the bay, and 30k's on the river for this kayak anyway. Okay guys, so I'm down at the beach. I just wanted to show you how I set it up for fishing and what you can put on it if you're looking to buy one. So we'll start off at the back. Usually when I'm coming down to the beach, I load the back up so it's easier to pull down. So I usually have my pedal drive in the back. I have my crate, fishing crate. So in here I keep my net. Usually I only take 2 rods out if I'm soft plastic fishing. I've got my camera gear, I've got my squid jigs, and I've got my soft plastics. So that's usually what's in the back. I usually do have my battery for my sounder, but my battery's not working, but I just put my sounder on anyway. But usually I run it through here and down the bottom. So that's the back. I usually have my cart on the end. Once I take this out, once I take my pedal drive out to launch, I usually put it in the front so it's all ready to go. Put my kayak cart in here, come around the side. Got my rod holder on one side, and I usually have my sounder on the other side, right at the end so it's close to me. I usually only use one rod holder. Then I've got my hatch, just my tackle in there, just what I need, you know, leader, pliers, jig heads, scissors, scent. I only need a small tackle box. Then at the front I've usually got my shoes or my Crocs for when I launch. I usually launch in boots, and my anchor if I am bait fishing, but I don't really do too much bait fishing. I just want to show you what you can put in there. You can probably have a few other things in here. Sometimes I chuck my boots in there after I launch. And in my bag, actually, I usually carry my drink and a first aid kit, because you never know when you might need it. Sometimes I've cut myself by accident and you need a first aid kit, save you from coming in. Sometimes I'll carry a beanie or a hat depending on the weather, and sometimes my drink will go in if it's rough. I'll put it inside because it's meant to be not waterproof, but you know, water resistant. I kept my other camera here, and yeah, my paddle on the other side. It's only one side for the paddle, so that's what it looks like from the front. Right, now we might go in the water. It's a little bit, it doesn't look rough from here, but it's low tide. It's a tiny bit choppy out there, but we'll see. Take it in the water, see how it handles, see how fast we can go, like in a straight line, and we'll try to turn, try to stand up. It might be a bit bumpy, but I'll still try to stand up. We'll go over the pros and cons. All right, let's get out there. let's try to stand up. It is a bit rocky today, so I'll try to stand up. Okay, I can stand up. I'm fully up. It's a little bit rocky, but as you can see, like, I'm moving around. But you can easily stand up and fish. I'd prefer it on a calmer day. Like, there is a little bit of wave movement, bit of swell, but no wind today. Not yet anyway. It's meant to pick up to 30 k's in about an hour, so try to get this done by then. Take off my boot. Let's see how it handles. First we'll just try going straight. I'll head straight. It's really smooth to pedal too. We'll try turning right. See how quick it turns right. Okay. So it turns pretty good. Look at that. In the waves. Alright, let's go straight. See how it turns left. Not too bad. I think it turns better one way more than the other. I think right's a little bit better. But look, that's first full circle in a couple of seconds. Well, that's what you want. It is quite rough today, so might not look like I'm going that fast, but it actually is pretty smooth, like pretty fast on the water. You'll see me crashing through some waves soon, and then at the front, so gets up ahead of steam in some waves. So that should be about it for it on the water. As you can see, it handles a little bit of chop. It's not too much wind, I'd say maybe 10k, but it's meant to pick up to 30, but it's from last night. Okay guys, now let's go over some of the pros and cons and what I like and dislike about the kayak, and whether or not I'd purchase it again. So let's start off with the cons. My first one is storage. I don't mind the front hatch, that's not too bad, but here I would much prefer another hatch in here just for storage, so I can put stuff inside the kayak. But it's not too bad for what it is, like a small kayak. But that's what I would prefer, just something like that, just maybe another round storage hatch. It's deep enough to have one. So that's my first con. My second con is the seat height. It's really, like, it's pretty close to the kayak. Look at that, isn't it? I'd like to sit a little bit higher. I've got a little cushion here for more for comfort. You don't really sit too much higher, but I'd like to have a little bit of elevation. I don't think you can get that with this kayak, with the seat it comes with. So it's still all right, but I like to sit just that little bit higher. Still comfortable seat, but the third con is the price. So it's they're $2,500 Australian. So for most people, that's going to be a bit expensive for a first kayak, I think. So if they're a little bit cheaper, I think that would make, you know, but they are a Hobie. They are one of the best you can buy, and that's in my opinion. But for some people, it's just going to be a bit too much, I reckon, just to get into kayaking. If you get them on sale, it's not too bad. I got mine on sale for $2,000. So if you buy it at the right time of year in winter, you can get a good deal on them. But other than that, if the price was a bit lower, I think more people would probably go for them. So that's the cons. And for the pros, I like the weight of it. It's really lightweight, so it's easy to transport, easy to carry down to the beach, you know, easy to put on top of your car. That's the one of the main things I like about this kayak. So if you like a nice light kayak you can bring down to the beach, you can, look at this, you can just walk backward. Look, pretty easy, pretty nice and light. That's one of the main things I like about it. The other thing I like about it is the pedal drive system. It's really smooth, and the kick up fins, they just kick up. and back down release, so you can go in really shallow. If you hit a log, if you're freshwater fishing or something like that and you hit a log, it doesn't matter, they'll just kick back up. That's the second thing I like about it. And it's really fast on the water, so on a nice day it feels like you're going 30 k's an hour on it. So it's really smooth on the water, the pedal drive system's really good, and it's nice and lightweight. So I definitely reckon the pros outweigh the cons, and I would definitely buy this kayak again. Well, that's my opinion about the Hobie Passport 10.5 Mirage Drive. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next time.